Now, NBC5 investigates, and it's being touted as a way to improve bicycle and pedestrian safety here in Chicago.
But the Dickens Greenway project in Lincoln Park is also raising the blood pressure of some neighbors. Here's NBC5 investigative reporter Bennett Haeberle.
For those on two wheels, the new bike lanes on Dickens Avenue are largely seen as a net positive.
I think it's better than how it was years ago because, well, I mean, it's safer and it's more protected.
All right, you ready, Sloan?
It has not been an overnight or smooth path to success.
Buddy.
Years ago, 10-year-old Sloan Resman was just 6, speaking out in support of the Dickens Greenway project.
I wanted to kind of like stand up for what I believe in with my mom because, well, my mom's kind of like my hero.
Her mom, Rebecca, heads up a coalition of cyclists who advocate for increasing bike access and safety throughout Chicago, including this project in Lincoln Park.
There's a lot of support and excitement about this project going in and becoming a bigger part of a hopefully bigger network that we'll see across the city.
But there's also plenty of opposition, as evidenced by this man who felt so compelled to weigh in, he interrupted our interview.
Aesthetically, this is ugly.
Well, how about this? Why don't we just extend the grass and then we'll make it an extension of the park?
Yeah.
Would that be better?
You got Mayor Brandon's number? I'll call him up. Did you do a soil sample? Make sure this wasn't radioactive?
Bye.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Yeah,
it's clearly a hot button issue.
One pain point residents have pointed out, the recent closure of Dickens to vehicles near Stockton. We noticed car after car being forced to turn around, unaware that this section of road is now closed.
There's no need for this. This is a solution waiting for a problem, and it's not going to work out well.
A longtime resident, Ed Fitzpatrick, says he and others are opposed to the Greenway project for a variety of reasons. Among them, safety concerns he fears may arise out of two-way bike lanes on narrow sections of shared road. He also says there's been a lack of transparency about certain aspects of the project, including the use of more than $900,000 in city funds, after Chicago officials for years touted the project would be mostly federally funded. NBC5 Investigates asked both the Chicago Department of Transportation and 43rd Ward Alderman Timmy Knutson several times to explain the change in funding. Both refused to answer that question. CDOT in an email said it is not uncommon to adjust funding sources for projects to maximize the use of funds and optimize efficiency.
You're saying there are transparency issues?
Yes, certainly transparency issues.
He points to this June 7th letter where the Chicago Department of Transportation told him it had withdrawn the Dickens Avenue segment from a federally funded program. Ed told us he thought that meant the project was on hold. It was not. In an email sent more than a month later, on July 20th, Alderman Timmy Knutson wrote to the then commissioner of the Chicago Department of Transportation, telling her he was excited to discuss the project, including the potential landing point that would mean Dickens would no longer have car access onto Stockton. In a recent newsletter, Alderman Knutson said his office had heard concerns about this newly closed portion of Dickens Avenue, adding that it was CDOT's decision. He also wrote that they were prioritizing this project after hearing consistently from neighbors and experiencing personally the traffic confusion and safety issues at the intersection. Ed told us he'd attempted to meet with the alderman on several occasions, but was turned down.
I'm not sure to whom he's answering, but he's not answering to this neighborhood.
These streets are for everyone, not just for people driving.
Alderman Knutson declined our interview request. An emailed response from his aide said the 43rd Ward office has run a public, open, and community-driven process, and that the alderman will continue to monitor the project and has requested additional signage. Bennett Haeberle, NBC5 Investigates.